Joe Biden opened the border, but Florida fought back and won. From banning sanctuary cities to mass deportations, this is how real leadership looks. And wait until you hear what happened when Florida flew migrants straight to Martha's Vineyard. You're not going to believe the meltdown.
Deportations of people that are here illegally. Now, I think it's important to point out I just hope that you charged him to get in here. If he wants to do that, you take his money, that's fine. I hope he didn't get in for free, though. So we called the special session. We said we have to have all hands on deck. And I just think it should be pointed out that because, we've got these big Republican majorities, I was not met with support on that by the Speaker of the House. The Speaker of the House said that it was not urgent, it was premature, that we could deal with it months down the line. The hell we can. Biden let in 10 million. We needed to deal with it on day one. And so we made sure that happened. Now, he tried to pass a bill that I had to veto that would have stripped our ability to do what we need to do and actually would have shut down our current operations and all the things you've seen about in the news. All of that would have been illegal. So I vetoed that legislation, and we got good legislation in place. But let me tell you, what he passed was one of the worst pieces of legislation that Republicans have ever passed in the state of Florida. I was right to veto it, and you're better off as a result of having vetoed it. Now, which brings us to the topic du jour, our unprecedented efforts to help with the deportation efforts that you've seen under the Trump administration. Now, we've been doing a lot. I've got all my guys on board at the state. We now have all local and state agencies have to do this. So you see even the mayor of Orange County, Jerry Demings, he's got to get on board because the legislation we had would have meant he could have gotten removed from office. And obviously, I'm willing to do that. So we did that, which was really good. That's why Florida has more of these agreements than any other state by a country mile. But what DHS was telling us is you guys are arresting illegals faster than we can process them. We don't have any place to put them. We can't do this pace yet because Biden really neutered the agency. So they asked us to help with that. And so when they said we need help, within a week later, we were able to stand up Alligator Alcatraz down in South Florida. And, I just have to say, some of these people, the Democrats, they go down, they caravan down to Alligator Alcatraz. They do all these things, this bells and whistles. They're doing all this stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I've never seen you fight that hard for an American citizen. I've never seen you go to that length. But you really believe that people should just be able to come illegally. Many of them have already been ordered to be deported through our legal process, and they still think that they should be able to stay, even though we've seen all the problems that's happened. But then they'll complain because the air conditioning's too cold. Or they'll complain that the ham sandwiches aren't toasted and that they're cold. I mean, look, it's like, Jimmy John's used to never have toasted subs, and they became one of the best chains in the country. So this idea, I'm like, Jay Collins was up here. I can tell you, when we were deployed in Iraq, we didn't get toasted subs. That's not how it works. So you have this crazy stuff where they're trying to make this of an issue, but the reality is...
Welcome back to Jace Manhwa. Before we dive in, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a single update. We are exposing the truth the mainstream media refuses to cover, and today's topic is a perfect example of why this fight matters. I just finished watching this speech, and let me tell you, this is what real leadership looks like. In Florida, they didn't just talk about securing the border, they actually got it done. Banning sanctuary cities was only the first step. They followed through with the toughest immigration legislation in the entire country. That's how you lead. While Biden has left our borders wide open for years, Florida stepped up and even helped Texas deal with the disaster Washington created. And let's not forget one of the boldest moves, flying illegal immigrants to Martha's Vineyard. The so-called sanctuary elites lost their minds the moment just 50 migrants showed up. They declared an emergency and brought in the National Guard. That's how you expose the left's hypocrisy. They want open borders for you and me, but they'll never live with the consequences of their own policies. Now with Trump back, the border is finally closed, and this time we're not just stopping illegal crossings, we're talking about mass deportations. And Florida is leading the charge by making sure every single state and local law enforcement agency works hand in hand with DHS. This is how you fix decades of neglect. This is how you restore the rule of law. But it didn't come without a fight. The Florida House Speaker actually tried to delay action, calling it premature. Are you kidding me? After 10 million illegals poured in under Biden, there is no time for waiting. Thankfully, that bill was vetoed, and now Florida is stronger because of it. That is what standing up to weak Republicans looks like. And then there's Alligator Alcatraz, Florida's detention facility that's helping DHS keep up with the arrests. While Democrats cry about air conditioning and ham sandwiches, real Americans know this is about one thing: enforcing our laws. Florida is proving that if you have the courage to act, you can stop the madness in Washington and protect the people who actually live here legally. And it's not just immigration. Florida crushed the left on crime too. While other states let cities burn in 2020, Florida passed laws protecting citizens and law enforcement. You have the right to defend yourself. No defunding the police. No mob rule. That's the difference between leadership that serves the people and leadership that bows to the radical left. This is the America we should all be fighting for: strong borders, law and order, and leaders who refuse to back down when it matters most. If you're tired of weak Republicans and corrupt Democrats selling out this country, then stick with us. Like this video, subscribe to Jace Manhwa, and share this everywhere. Because the fight for our country is just getting started, and we're not backing down.